Cool. We are live. Happy New Year. Very cool to be in 2023. I feel like the days are already going by super fast. All right. So, talking about letting go of what you already have. What one of the toughest jobs I have whenever I'm working with people and talking about buying a business and even getting into growing a business by acquiring other businesses as opposed to trying to, grow it organically. The toughest thing is that people have to kind of let go of something that they have been doing usually because for most entrepreneurs they don't have a bunch of time, so you've got to let go of something in order to kind of make space for this new thing. And until you're like absolutely convinced that the new thing is going to be worth it, it's one of the tougher hurdles to get over. It's, you're kind of hanging on one branch, you got to swing to the next, and you don't want to let go of the other one. The other thing that I say is, it's like having $100 bill. You're walking down the street, someone's like, "Hey, why don't you like throw that $100 bill away?" And you're like, "What, are you crazy? Like, it's $100. I need this $100. It's my last $100, whatever the case may be." When, however, that person's like, "Hey, throw that $100 bill away, and I'm going to give you this $1,000, or I'll go ahead, I'll put it on the ground right here. You throw that away, you can pick up this $1,000." And that's really the situation that most people are in. Is that they get very much invested in what they already have been doing, and that becomes very tough to let go of, even when they feel like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. I've had these conversations where it's like, this acquisition thing makes a ton of sense. I want to do it. I'm committed to it, but they don't make the space for it. I think the other part, even if you're not an entrepreneur, so those are the people that are actually entrepreneurs and they have a business, it's a successful business, they're working it, they're pushing it, and they're very, very committed. But then you have these folks that are just kind of wanting to start a business. They want to get into business, and I always say that most people don't want to buy a business. What they're looking for is, some type of financial security. They're looking for more time with their family. They're looking to not have a boss. Just all of those kinds of things are what typically is the case. Um, and for those folks, I think it's even tougher. So you would think that the entrepreneur, the business owner who has a bunch of employees, they've got clients, they're actually making money, they know everything that they've done to get their business from where it was to where it is now. And you would think, okay, those people are gonna be the toughest people to get to put the work in that is required if you're going to acquire a business. And the truth is that they're not, because the people that are way more committed to kind of their current situation than the entrepreneur are the entrepreneurs. And most of the time, it's because they are committed to something that's imaginary. So, for them, they have this ideal situation. They've got this like, this plan. They're going to build this business. It's going to be amazing. They're slowly putting the pieces together. They're getting the LLC. They're coming up with names, and that's fun. They're talking to people about the names. All this stuff it's just fun. It's not a lot of work. It's not a lot of pain. It's not a lot of struggle. And then they're committed to this vision of like, oh no, like my business is going to be so perfect. It's going to be easy for me to run. It's going to make millions of dollars, all of this thing. So it's very tough for those people to begin looking at businesses for sale because what they're comparable, if you will, is an imaginary thing. Like their comp for what they're comparing that business to is this amazing idea that they have that's going to be so perfect and blah blah blah. So it's very difficult to get them over that hurdle because they're committed to something that doesn't exist, and they're comparing everything that they look at. And once you get into looking at real businesses, reality isn't going to compare to some imaginary business. Reality is it's like, okay, like this is going to be work. Like, here are the issues in this business. Here are the things that I'm going to have to fix. And what I found is, for a lot of those folks, it's a powerful thing to sometimes just l- continue down that path. Because, like, so I don't even try to push people on taking action on a business today. It's like, go ahead, continue down that path, check in with me in a month, and let me know how far you've gotten. It's like, or check with me in the quarter, let me know how far you've gotten, because most of the time, like, that it just never comes to reality, or they hit a point where they realize, like, oh, this is way more difficult than I thought. And you're better off, like, even if you're dealing with potential buyers of your business, you're better. People want people to buy the business that are experienced, because those people that are experienced are in touch with reality. The people who have no experience are the worst buyers, because their comparison, again, is all imaginary. So you want to make sure that you're not getting caught in that. If you're somebody that owns a business and you've been thinking about, okay, I want to grow through acquisitions, don't get caught in not making the time to do that. No, don't get caught trying to hold on to the $100 and missing out on the 1,000. If you're somebody who is just getting started, don't get caught trying to compare real businesses with, something that you have that you're like thinking is off in the future, that one day is going to be amazing once you get there. All right, let's do a few questions, just a quick video. I wanted to say, if you didn't get a chance, I know I normally go live. We uploaded a recorded video on YouTube about the $1 million asset. I mean, the million dollar skill set that I think you want to be leveraging in 2023. Also, we're doing some cool stuff in Patreon, so check out the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Ace Chapman. Duval, who was at our last event, that was what, in November. We got another event coming up here in a few weeks in Miami. That one was in Jacksonville. Really glad to have you there, man. That was awesome. He says, glad my great grandfather told me to jump on YouTube. That's great. Right in time. Got to pop in. Jeff, what is up? It says, how do you find businesses to acquire? And then, have you ever used SBA 7A? So, have definitely used 7A. I recommend it for anybody who's just getting started. I don't recommend it if you've got a bunch of assets, because they're going to put a blanket lien against everything. But when I was first getting started, it was amazing. So, definitely recommend that. And then finding business to acquire. So, it's really great. I was just talking to one of my guys this morning who got an amazing business in New Jersey, just networking. And I think right now, because there is a lot of attention on buying businesses, focusing on networking right now is more important than ever before, because you don't want to get kind of the picked over businesses that are on the market. Let's see. We got Matthew. Matthew says, hey, Ace, great content. Thank you, man. I certainly appreciate that. Kenny says, what up, Ace? Thanks for popping in. Kenny says, everyone wants to start or buy a business until they get, yeah, the good old Mike Tyson quote. Like, yeah, it's like everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face. And all this stuff sounds amazing until you actually got to put in the work. Janine, what is up? Thank you for popping in. It says, hi, Ace. And Darles, this is a great one. End on event was great. We have 2 speaking events on the calendar this year. I love it. All right. Thank y'all for popping in. Check out the other recorded video on the YouTube, and talk to y'all soon.